Geometry is our fourth unit of this term. Children, now let us do the exercise 4.1 problems. Fifth problem. Observe the figure and find the value of angle A plus angle N plus angle G plus angle L plus angle E plus angle S. Problem. Observe the figure and find the value of angle A plus angle N plus angle G plus angle L plus angle E plus angle S. Now students, it is very simple problem. Here what you have observed in the figure? Yes, there are two triangles in a figure. That is triangle AGE and triangle SNL. There are two triangles in the figure. So now in the figure we have two triangles, namely triangle AGE and triangle NLS. Now students, let us use angle sum property of triangles here. That is, the sum of all the three angles is 180 degree. That is, when we use angle sum property of triangles to the triangle SNL, the sum of angles of triangle SNL is 180 degree. That is, angle S plus angle N plus angle L is 180 degree. Now when we use angle sum property of triangle to the triangle AGE, what we get? That is, the sum of these three angles, angle A plus angle G plus angle E is 180 degree. Now let us take this as 1 and this equation as 2. Adding 1 and 2 we get. Adding 1 and 2 we get. In the left hand side, what we get? Angle S plus angle N plus angle L plus. We are adding. So angle A plus angle G plus angle E is equal to, in the right hand side we have 180 degree in one equation, and in the other equation we have another 180 degree. So when we add 180 degree plus 180 degree, we get 360 degree. As we get angle A plus angle G plus angle E plus angle S plus angle N plus angle L is equal to 360 degree. Students, sixth problem. If the three angles are in the ratio 3:5:4, then find them. Now in a triangle, the three angles are in the ratio 3:5:4. Now we have to find the angles of the triangle. Now write down, given three angles of the triangle are in the ratio 3:5:4. So the ratio is given. We need to find the three angles of the triangle. Let the three angles be. Let us take one angle as 3x, the second one as 5x, and the third one as 4x. Now students, by using angle sum property of triangle, we have, what is angle sum property of triangle? Yes, that is, the sum of all the three angles is 180 degree. We have to add all these angles, which is equal to 180 degree. Add all these angles. 3x plus 5x plus 4x is equal to 180 degree. So by using this, we can find the value of x and then substitute the value of x in 3x, 5x and 4x. Thus we get the values of three angles of a triangle. Now students, 3x, 5x, 4x. We can write 3 plus 5 plus 4. That is, these are like terms in x. So, sum of the coefficients of x is 3 plus 5 plus 4, which is equal to 180 degree. Now, 3 plus 5 plus 4 is 12x is equal to 180 degree, and x is equal to 180 divided by 12, which is 15 degree. When we cancel 180 degree by 12, we get 15 degree. Thus, the value of x is 15 degree. What is our next step? Yes, we need to substitute x in all the three angles value. That is 3 into 15, 5 into 15, 4 into 15. Thus, we get the values of three angles of a triangle. 3 into x is 15 degree. 3 into 15 is 45. 5 into, what is the value of x? 15. 5 into 15 is 75 degree. And 4 into 15 degree, which is 60 degree. Thus, the three angles of the triangles are 45 degree, 75 degree and 60 degree. Listen carefully. If the three angles are in the ratio 3:5:4, the ratio of the three angles are given. Now we have to find the values of each angles. That is the values of three angles of a triangle. Given three angles of the triangle are in the ratio 3:5:4. Now we don't know what is the values of three angles. Only the ratio is given. So let it be. Let the three angles be 3x, 5x and 4x. We have taken it as 3x, 5x by using this ratio 3x, 5x and 4x. Now the three angles are given. So, by using angle sum property of triangle, what is the angle sum property of triangle? The sum of all the three angles is 180 degree. So, 3x plus 5x plus 4x is equal to 180 degree. By using this, we can find the value of x. After that, in our next step, substitute x is equal to 15 in each of these angles. Each of these assumed angles 3x, 5x, 4x. Thus we get the three angles of the triangle. The problem in triangle RST, angle S is 10 degree greater than angle R and angle T is 5 degree less than angle S are given. Find the three angles of the triangles, that is angle S, angle T and angle R. We need to find. For that, by using this, by the given information, that is angle S is 10 degree greater than R. So we don't know what is the value of R. Let us take it as x. Now angle S, we can write angle S as angle S is 10 degree greater than R. That is, which means that angle R is x, 10 degree greater than means plus 10 degree, which gives angle S. And also angle T. What about angle T? How to write angle T? That is, angle T is given 5 degree less than angle S. Angle S is, we assume that as x plus 10 degree, and also angle T is 5 degree less than angle S. That is, yes, angle S minus 5 degree, which means that angle S is x plus 10 degree minus 5. When we simplify, we get x plus 10 minus 5. X plus 10 minus 5 is 5 degrees. So, we get angle R as x, angle S as x plus 10 degree and angle T as x plus 5 degree in terms of x. Now, our aim is to find the values of angle R, angle S and angle T. To find that, first let us find the value of x. It will be angle R, and then add 10 degree with the value of x, we get angle S, and When we add 5 degree with the value of x, we get angle T. Now students, to find the value of x, that is, draw a triangle RST and substitute all the assumed value x plus 10 degree, x plus 5 degree. Here, now we are going to use angle sum property of triangle. That is, the sum of all the three angles is 180 degree. When we use that, we get the value of x. That will be the value of r. Now students, by angle sum property of triangle, that is the sum of all the three angles is 180 degree. Here the three angles are x plus 10 degree plus x plus 5 degree, which is equal to 180 degree. And separate the like terms and constants in a equation. We get x plus 10 degree plus 5 degree, which is equal to 180 degree. And here x, 1x, 2x, 3x. 3x plus 15 degree equal to 180 degree. Now students, here 3x is equal to 180 minus 15 degree. Bring 15 to the other side. It gives 180 minus 15 is 165 degree. Now we need the value of x. For that, bring 3 to the other side. It becomes 1 by 3. Now cancelling 165 and 3 by using 3 table, we get 5 3s are 15, balance 1, 15, 5. 55 degree. Now students, we find that the value of x as 55 degree. What is the next step? Yes, that is to find the value of angle R, angle S and angle T. Here angle R is, we have taken it as x, which is 55 degree. And what about angle S? That is, angle S is x plus 10 degree. That is, x is 55 degree plus 10 is 65 degree. And angle T is x plus 5 degree. And we know that x is 55 degree. 55 degree plus 5 degree, which gives 60 degree. Thus, the angles R, S, T are 55 degree, 65 degree and 60 degree. Students, 8th problem. In triangle ABC, if B is, angle B is 3 times angle A and angle C is 2 times angle A, then find the angles. Angle ABC we need to find. For that, here 2 informations are given. That is, angle B is 3 times angle A and angle C is 2 times angle A. And what about angle A? Let it be x. Angle A as x. Let us take angle A as x. Let us assume angle A as x. Now, angle B is 3 times angle A, which means that 3 times. 3 into times, which means multiplication. That is 3 into angle A. 3 into angle A is x, 3x. Angle C is 2 times angle A. That is 2 into angle A. Angle A is x. Now we get angle A is equal to x, angle B is equal to 3x, angle C is equal to 2x. Now we have 3 angles in x. Our next step, using angle sum property of triangles to find the value of x. And after that, x will be the value of A, and when we multiply 3 with x, we get the angle B, and when we multiply 2 with the value of x, we get angle C. Let us do. By angle sum property of triangles, we have angle A plus angle B plus angle C, which is 180 degree. The sum of all the 3 angles is equal to 180 degree. Angle A is, we have taken it as x, and angle B is 3 times angle A, and angle C is 2 times angle A. 180 degree. X plus 3x plus 2x. x plus 3x is 1x plus 3x is 4x. 4x plus 2x is 6x is equal to 180 degree. And x is equal to 180 by 6. The 6 becomes 1 by 6 in the right hand side. Now cancelling 180 and 6 we get 30 degree. Thus x degree is equal to 30 degree. Now let us find the value of the angles A, angle B and angle C. Angle A is, we have taken it as x, which is equal to 30 degree. And what about angle B? That is 3x. 3 into x is 30 degree. 3 into 30 is 90 degree. And angle C is 2 times angle A, that is 2x. 2 into angle x is 30 degree, which is equal to 60 degree. Now angle A is equal to 30 degree, angle B is 90 degree and angle C is 60 degree. Students, 11th problem. In a right angle triangle M and O, angle N is equal to 90 degree and MO is extended to P, and angle NOP, that is angle O, is equal to 128 degree. Find the other two angles of the right angle triangle M and O. Write down, given angle N is equal to 90 degree, MO is extended to P, the exterior angle NOP is equal to 128 degree. Now students, our aim is to find the angles M and O. Okay, so we can use exterior angle is equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. We know that exterior angle is equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. Here angle M and angle N are interior opposite angles. So the sum of interior opposite angle is equal to the exterior angle. By using this, we can find the value of M, that is angle M, and then angle M, angle N are found, isn't it? And then by using angle sum property of triangle, we can find, that is all the three angles, sum of all the three angles is 180 degree. By using that, we can find the angle O. First, let us find angle M. By using exterior angle is equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. That is angle M plus angle N is equal to 128 degree exterior angle. Angle M is unknown, which we have to find. And angle N is 90 degree, 128. Angle M, bring 90 to the other side. 128 minus 90 is 38 degree. Thus, we have found that the angle M is equal to 38 degree. Now, angle M is 38 degree. Angle M is equal to 38 degree and angle N is equal to 90 degree. Now, we are going to find angle O by using angle sum property of triangle. Angle sum property of triangles, that is the sum of all the three angles is 180 degree. Here the three angles are angle M plus angle N plus angle O is 180 degree. Now angle M is 38 degree plus angle N is 90 degree. Angle O, which we have to find. Now students, 38 degree plus 90 is, yes, 128 degree plus angle O is equal to 180 degree. Now keep angle O, which is unknown. Bring 128 to the other side. It becomes minus 128 degree. Now 180 minus 128 is 52 degree. Thus, we have find the angles M as 38 degree and N as 52 degree. Now students, 12th sum. Here, find the value of x. See, listen carefully. Here, triangle ABC is given and one of the angle B is equal to 65 is given and AC is extended to L. The exterior angle at C is 135 is given. So, 135, which is an exterior angle, here it is given. One of the angle of triangle ABC and exterior angle are given. Now we are going to find the value of x. Okay. So first thing, we have to find what is angle A, isn't it? And then we can use linear pairs. By using linear pairs, that is the sum of the angles, that is the sum of linear pair of angles is 180 degree, as we know already, isn't it? By using that we can find angle x. First, let us use exterior angle is equal to the sum of opposite interior angles. Here, angle A and angle B are interior opposite angles. Now, angle A plus angle B is equal to 135 degree. The sum of opposite interior angles is equal to 135 degree. What is angle A? Which is unknown. And angle B is 65 degree. 135. Now find angle A. 135 degree minus 65 degree. When it goes to the other side, it becomes minus 65. Now 135 minus 65 is 70 degree. Students, here listen carefully. Angle CAD and CAB are linear pair of angles. Since they are linear linear pair of angles, their sum, we know that their sum is 180 degree. That is angle DAC and angle CAB is equal to 180 degree. Angle DAC plus angle BAC is equal to 180 degree. That is, what is angle DAC? That is x plus angle CAB or BAC is 70 degree, which is equal to 180 degree. Now students, find the value of x. 180 minus 70 degree. And x is equal to 110 degree. Thus, we have find the value of x as 110 degree. Let's find the value of x. Here, angle B, one of the angle of the triangle ABC is given, and also exterior angle XCY 120 is given. Now, aim is to find what is the value of x. So here, XAZ and angle BAC are vertically opposite angles, isn't it? When two lines intersect each other, two pairs of non-adjacent angles formed or called vertically opposite angles. So, angle XAZ and angle BAC are vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles are equal in measure. So, we can write angle BAC as 8x plus 7 because they are vertically opposite angles. They are non-adjacent angles. Now students, here write down in triangle ABC, given angle B is equal to 3x minus 8 degree and x XAZ and BAC are vertically opposite angles. Since they are vertically opposite angles, they are equal in measure. And what is XAZ? Angle XAZ is 8x plus 7 degree, and angle BAC, since they are vertically opposite angles, we can equate 8x plus 7 degree to angle BAC. Now students, here see, two angles of the triangle ABC are fine. Now our aim is to find the value of x by using exterior angle is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. We can find the value of x, isn't it? Now exterior angle angle XCY 120 degree is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. Now we know that angle B and angle A are interior opposite angles. Now taking sum of these angles, angle A plus angle B, which is 120 degree, which is equal to an exterior angle. And what is angle A? 8x plus 7 degree. And what is angle B? 3x minus 8 degree, and which is equal to 120 exterior angle. Now separate like terms. 120 degree. 8x plus 3x is 11x. Here plus 7 degree minus 8 degree, which is minus 1 degree. Take the difference and put the sign of the larger one. And here equal to 120 degree. Now keep 11x aside and bring minus 1 to the other side. It becomes plus 1 degree. Now 121. When we add 120 plus 1 degree, we get 121. To find the value of x, bring 11 to the other side. It becomes 1 by 11. And now cancelling 121 and 11 by using 11 table. Here it is 11 times. Thus the value of x is 11 degree. Students, now let us see a very important geometrical concept, congruency of triangles. Congruency of triangles. We are now going to learn a very important geometrical concept called congruence. Now students, what is congruence? It is a basic definition, that is same size and same shape. If the two objects are of same size and same shape, then we can say that those objects are congruent to each other. Now, before going to learn about congruence, let us study about similar, equivalent, and what are the variation between these three terms. First, congruent. Let us take two squares. Here, the first square and the second square are of same size and also it is same shape, called square. This means congruent. Okay? And what about similar? Similar means same shape but different sizes. Here in this figure you can see two rectangles. The first rectangle is bigger than the second one. So what about the sizes? The first one is, yes, bigger than the second one, which means that these two rectangles are of different sizes. So similar, it means that same shape but different sizes. And now come to the next one, equivalent. equivalent means same size but different shapes. So listen carefully. Equivalent, what it means? Same size. So here in the first figure it is square and here it is right angle triangle. These two shapes are of same size, but what about the shapes? The first one is square, the second one is right angle triangle. So here these two shapes are different but they are same size. Okay, they are in same size. So this term is called equivalent. So we can say that these two shapes are equivalent to each other. Okay. So now let us learn about congruence in detail. To understand the concept of congruency of triangles, let us first look into the congruency of shapes. Now students, let us observe the following pictures. Congruency, notes of same denomination, a pack of playing cards, rulers of same size. So to understand congruency of shapes, let us take a pack of cards and choose any two cards and place them one over the other. What will happen? We are able to place them in such a way that one card matches exactly with the other in size and shape, isn't it? Hence, all the cards in a pack are equal in both size and shape. Any pair or set of objects with this property are said to be congruent. Now, let us learn about superposition method. What is superposition method? To check the congruence of the objects, we can use the method of superposition method. Position, superposition. In this method, we have to make a trace copy. Trace copy of one figure and place it over the other. If the figures match each other completely, then they are said to be congruent. That is, the two shapes, the two objects are of same size as well as same shape. In this method, to match the original with the trace copy, we are not allowed to bend, twist or stretch. But we can translate or rotate. Without bending, twisting or stretching, we have to translate or rotate the original with the trace copy. So this method is called superposition method. Now let us see about congruence of line segments. Measure and observe the following line segments. Here the line segments AB and CD have same length. If we use the superposition method, AB and CD will match each other. Hence the line segments are congruent and we can write it as AB congruent to CD. Students, listen carefully. Here two line segments are given, namely AB and CD. Okay, and by using the superposition method, that is tracing original with the trace copy. By using this method, we can see that AB and CD will match each other. Exactly, they will match. So, the line segments are congruent. We can say the line segments are of same size and same shape. So, it is congruent to each other. And we can write it as AB congruent to CD. So, this is a symbol of congruent. Since we are considering the lengths of the line segments for congruence, we can also write AB congruent to CD as just AB is equal to CD, because the length of the line segments are equal. So we can put equal sign instead of putting congruence. Students, listen carefully. Congruence of line segment. For the congruence of line segments, we have to look after the length of the given line segments. So if the length of the given line segments are equal, then we can say that the given line segments are congruent to each other. And now let us see about congruence of angles. How to find the congruence of angles? Here, two figures are given. In the first figure, we can write the angle as CAB or BAC. Here A is an angle. And here we can write the angle as GEF or FEG. Here E is an angle. And here we are comparing angles A and E. Okay. So how to check the congruency of angles BAC and FEG? Now make a trace copy of BAC by superposition method. If we try to match BAC with the angle FEG by placing the arm AB on the arm EF, then the arm AC will coincide with the arm EG, even if length of the arms are different, isn't it? Here AC, the arm AC is bigger than the arm EG. Even though the arms are different in length, what about the angles? The angles BAC matches exactly with FEG. Hence the angles are congruent. It can be represented as angle BAC is congruent to angle FEG. As in the case of line segment, congruence of angles depends only on the measure of the angles. So if we want to say two angles are congruent, the measures of the angles should be equal. Okay. Hence we can write angle BAC is equal to angle FEG for angle BAC is congruent to angle FEG. So because the measures of these two angles are equal. So instead of putting congruent symbol, we can just put the equality sign. Okay. Now let us see about the congruence of plane figures. Examine the following pairs of plane figures. So what you are seeing, they are identical in shape and size. They are sides. It means that line segments are equal and the angles are also equal. So students, for the plane figures, we have to see the sides, line segment as well as the angles. If the sides and the angles are equal, then we can say that the given plane figures are congruent to each other. So students, listen carefully. For the plane figures, to check the congruence, their sides, that is line segments, and also their angles should be equal. If the sides or line segments and angles of each plane figures are equal, then we can say that the given plane figures are congruent to each other. So let us see the circles. In circles, the radius of one circle equals the radius of the other one. Yes, that is the radii of two circles are equal, then we can say that the circles are congruent to each other. Hence, these types of figures are called congruent plane figures. Important note, in congruency, the coinciding parts are called corresponding parts. The coinciding sides are called corresponding sides. And the coinciding angles are called corresponding angles. So far we have seen about the congruency of line segments, congruency of angles and congruency of plane figures. So what about congruency of figures? That is, if the corresponding sides and corresponding angles of two plane figures are equal, then they are called congruent figures. If two plane figures F1 and F2 are congruent, we can write it as F1 is congruent to F2. Now students, let us see about congruence of triangles. Here, let us take triangle ABC and triangle XYZ. By trace, copy, superposition method, it can be observed that triangle XYZ matches identically with triangle ABC. All the sides and the angles of ABC are equal to the corresponding sides. That is, corresponding side, which means that AC is corresponding to XZ, BC corresponds to XY, and AB is corresponds to X. Friends, it is very important in the congruence of triangles. If all the sides and all the angles of one triangle are equal to the corresponding sides and angles of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent to each other. So, to find the congruent of two triangles, we can check the sides and corresponding sides, angles and their corresponding angles. If the sides and their corresponding sides, angles and their corresponding angles are equal, then we can say that the given two triangles are congruent to each other. Now let us see exercise 4.2 problems. Given that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, list all the corresponding congruent sides, list all the corresponding angles. Now students, we know that if all the sides and all the angles of one triangle are equal to the corresponding sides and angles of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent to each other. So let us take triangle ABC is congruent to DEF, and here let us take angle B as Y and here angle E as Y, and angle C is equal to 60 degree and here angle F is equal to 60 degree. Here we can write the corresponding sides and corresponding angles. So here let us write down corresponding sides of ABC, triangle ABC. Here first the side AB. Let us take the side AB. The corresponding side of AB is DE. Okay, and the corresponding side of BC is EF, and the corresponding side of AC or CA is FD. Here it represents first side, second side, third side. So first side is equal, second sides are equal, and third sides are equal. So now let us come to the corresponding angles. Here angle A is corresponds to angle D. Corresponding angle of B is, yes, it is E, and corresponding angle of C is F, because they are of same measure, which is 60 degree. Write down corresponding congruent sides. AB is congruent to DE, BC is congruent to EF, AC is congruent to DF. Corresponding congruent angles, that is angle ABC is equal to angle DEF, angle BCA is equal to angle EFD, and angle CAB is congruent to angle FDE. So we can write, we can represent congruent. Instead of congruent, we can put equality sign.
because here sides, which means that the length, it is represented as length. So length of sides must be equal, and here for the length we can put equality sign instead of congruent sign. And here too, angles, we are measuring angles. If the angles are equal, and here we can represent the congruency as equality sign. Second question, if the given two triangles are congruent, then identify all the corresponding sides and also write the congruent angles. So let us take the first triangles. Here, see, the first side is here PQ, and here LM is the first side, which is equal. So that is PQ is congruent to LN. And here this is second side, and here the second side is LM. That is PR is congruent to LM. The corresponding side of PR is LM. And here the third side is RQ, and RQ is congruent to MN, and also the corresponding side RQ is MN. The corresponding side of RQ is MN. And now children, let's come to the corresponding angles. P is corresponds to L. The corresponding angle of R is here M, and the corresponding angle of Q is N. Write down corresponding sides, corresponding angles. Now let us see the second question. Here, what about the corresponding sides and corresponding angles? Here, let us see corresponding sides of PQR in triangle LMN. Now student, this is the first side. So it represents the first side. Here RQ is the first side. The corresponding side of RQ is LM, and the corresponding side of RP is NL, and the corresponding side of PQ is MN or NM or MN. Okay, and now the corresponding angles of P is, yes, it is N, because here it is 90 degree and here is also 90 degree. And what about the corresponding angle of R? It is L. And the corresponding angle of Q is here, it is M. Friends, write down, given triangle PQR is congruent to triangle NML. The corresponding sides are QR corresponds to LM. RP is equal to LN. PQ is equal to MN. And corresponding angles. The corresponding angle of PQR is, yes, it is NMN. And QRP is MLN. The corresponding angle of RPQ is angle LNM.
Problem. State whether the two triangles are congruent or not. Justify your answer. Now students, we know that there are three conditions. There are three criterion to show the congruence of the triangles. They are side congruence criterion, SSS, that is the lengths of all three sides are given. And the second one is side angle side congruence criterion, that is SAS. The lengths of two sides and the angle included between the two sides are given. And angle side angle congruence criterion, ASA, two angles and the lengths of a side included by the angles are given. And finally, one more criterion is there, that is right angle hypotenuse side congruence criterion, that is RHS criterion. So students, now let us see which criterion is this. Okay, so here let the given triangle be ABC and AD perpendicular line AD bisects, divides the angle A into two parts and also divides the triangle ABC into two parts, giving triangle ABD and triangle ACD. In triangle ABD and ADC, AB and AC are equal. It is given. And also AD is a common side. Okay, and what about the angle BAD and DAC, which are equal? By using these conditions, which criterion is this? Yes, it is SAS criterion, because the lengths of two sides and the angle included between the two sides are given, then this is the SAS criterion. By SAS criterion, we can say that these two triangles are congruent. This is a symbol of congruence. So, triangle ABD congruent to triangle ACD. Let the given triangles in the figure be triangle ABC and triangle DCB. There are two triangles, and also here in the both the triangles we can see that AC is equal to BD and AB is equal to DC, and also from this common line, common side BC, which is the side of these two triangles ABC and triangle BCD, which means that here SS criterion falls. So by the SSS criterion, that is the lengths of all three sides are equal of two triangles, then the criterion is SSS criterion. So by this criterion we can say that the given two triangles ABC and triangle BDC are congruent. That is, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DCB. Friends, this is a given figure, and here let the given triangles be triangle ABC and triangle CDE. Here AC is equal to CE, which means that we can write it is a given AC is equal to CE, and also here angle BAC is equal to DEC or CED. Here students, these two conditions are given, that is the side, one side of these two triangles are equal, and also one angle BAC and here one angle CED are equal. So here we can see that angle ACB and DCE are vertically opposite angles. So These two angles are vertically opposite angles. So vertically opposite angles, we know that the vertically opposite angles are equal in measure. That is, here these two angles are equal. So here we get two angles of these two triangles are equal, and one side of these two triangles ABC and DCE is equal. So two angles and the included side are equal. Therefore, by ASA, that is angle side angle side angle criterion, this is angle side angle criterion. So by using this criterion, we can say that these two triangles are congruent. So that is, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDE. Carefully, let the two triangles be triangle XYZ and triangle XYW. And also here given that angle W and angle Z are 90 degree, which means that these two triangles are right angle triangle at angle W and angle Z. And also given that XY is a common hypotenuse, which means that the opposite side of the angle 90 degree of a triangle, which is hypotenuse. So here XY is a common hypotenuse. And also given that XW is equal to XZ. Now students, here by RHS criterion, because RHS criterion, that is R, which means that right angle is given, hypotenuse and side. If the right angle, hypotenuse, side of a triangles are equal, then we can say that the given two triangles are congruent to each other. So by this criterion, the given two triangles are congruent. That is, triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle XYW. Here, let the two triangles be. Here we are taken it as triangle ABC and triangle ADC. Here, it is given that the two sides AB and DC are equal and AD and BC are equal. Two sides of each triangles are equal. So students, here two sides and the common side. So three sides of these two triangles are equal. So which criterion is this? Yes, this is SSS criterion. So by SSS criterion, we can say that the given two triangles are congruent to each other. That is, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Problem. To conclude the congruency of triangles, mark the required information in the following figures with reference to the given congruency criterion. So students, here the figure and also its criterion is given. So by using this criterion, we have to find out the required information and also mark the required information in the following figures. So here, by seeing this, we can easily understand that two angles are equal. Here one angle and here one angle. So that is, one angle of these two triangles are equal. And also side. One side, that is, which is common side. It means that it is equal. So it is common to both the angles, which means that it is equal. So angle side, we get two informations. And what about the other angle? And here we have to mark the other information. So in the given triangles, one angle is equal and a side is common, and so it is equal to, we proved two things, that is two conditions, one angle and one side of these two triangles are equal. And to satisfy ASA criterion, one more angle should be equal, isn't it? Such that the common side is the included side of both angles of a triangle. So it is a basic definition of included side. What is included side? Included side, which means that it lies between two angles, two equal angles. So here we get one more angle, that is here, for this also. So for both the triangles we get one more angle, that is angles are equal. So two angles and one side of these two triangles are equal. So we satisfy the criterion ASA criterion. So students, here in this problem we found the missing information and mark the required information here, which is one angle is missed, and we found that and we marked here. Students, it is a given figure and criterion SSS is given. So that is by using this criterion, side, that is two sides of one triangle is equal to the two sides of the other triangle. So two sides SS are given. So one more information, that is the third side, we have to find out and we have to mark out. So that is, to satisfy this criterion, the third sides must be equal, isn't it? So put like this. So which is the missing information? So which is the side, the third side. So by using this criterion, it must be equal. When we mark like this, we can say that is the hypotenuse of one triangle is equal to the hypotenuse of the other triangle, and also these two triangles are right angle triangle, and also this side is common side of these two triangles. So this is the RHS criterion. So by the RHS criterion, the given two triangles are congruent to each other.